Hi guys, Kai here and welcome back. This is episode 145 of the FIFA 17 My Player Career, and we're starting off today's episode with a home game in the Champions League taking on Schalke. This is the group stage, as you should know, and of course we are currently injured, so we're not making the start in today's game, and we should be back from injury any time now actually. So let's see if Manchester United AI can get us the victory. Mattiello scoring again. He's got a couple of goals so far this season as the defender, and we're holding on to this 1-goal lead so far. And there we go, doubling the lead. Memphis Depay scoring the second and Marcus Rashford scoring the third, and it looks like Manchester United are going to get the 3 points. A slight fight back here though from Schalke. It is 3-1, 10 minutes to play, and there is the fourth. And again, it's Mattiello who scores his second goal of the game. Didn't get his hat-trick though, unfortunately, but we do get the 3 points in the group stage of the Champions League. And now we head back into the Premier League. It is October 25th, 2025. Remember, it is the World Cup at the end of the season as well, so we're hoping for a good solid season. Hopefully we don't get any more injuries after this current injury layoff. We do have a tendency of being injury prone in the Premier League, as I mentioned in the last episode, but fingers crossed that doesn't happen anymore. 2-0 and 3-0, therefore Manchester United, we are looking good. So why does Kai have to play when Manchester United can go out and get a nice victory? Oh, 4-1 again, exact same score as the last game, and it does end 4-1. Mattiello didn't get a goal in this one though, unfortunately, but Marcus Rashford was there grabbing 2. And next, as you can see, we take on Arsenal. And we are Manchester United, so we can't play ourselves. We're taking on Arsenal in the EFL Cup, so early stages of this competition to take on one of the big boys. But we'll take them on. Fingers crossed we can get through, even though it is one of the lower competitions that we are in this season. We still want to go out there and do a good performance, of course, try and get all the way. And we'll be another piece of silverware. And Arsenal are our former club too. And Paul Pogba giving us the 1-goal lead after 35 minutes. We've got less than half an hour to play. Come on, boys, hold on. Keita's come on, Anoma's come on, and Angel Correa's come on in place of Depay. 2-0, Paul Pogba scoring his second goal of the game. That puts Manchester United through to the next round. Arsenal go out, and we're one step closer for another piece of silverware. And we should really be back from injury right now. I don't know what's going off. November the 1st. Maybe Marino has dropped Kai because Marcus Rashford is scoring the goals. Let's see if Rashford can score today. Still 0-0 after half an hour. Early injury there for Molina. And we do have the first goal of the game from the penalty spot. It's Pereira who gives Manchester United that 1-goal lead. As we go into the final 20 minutes now. Still leading by 1-0. And Stoke City do pull a goal back. Is that going to be the leveler for the final whistle? It is indeed, so it does end 1 goal apiece, which is not the end of the world. It was an away game, and Stoke are always a tough place to play at, and as you saw there, we are in for the next game, which is good news. But who are we playing? Oh, it's Champions League game away to Benfica, so travelling to Portugal, where we used to play, of course. We started our career actually in Portugal with Sporting. So now we're taking on one of Sporting's biggest rivals, Benfica. Can we go out there, put in a good performance? If we have been dropped, if we can try and grab a goal or two, maybe that will get us back into the starting 11 for the Premier League games. But I'm a little bit shocked that we have been dropped. We had that injury, which was a bit unfair to be dropped after. But I guess Marcus Rashford is scoring the goals, so what's Marino to do? Well, let's try and put in a good performance, as I said, in today's game. And try and grab a goal or two, or at least an assist. Let's see how we get on. We did win the last Champions League game against Schalke. Kai didn't play in that one. And I did a good job though. I think it was a 4-1 win, wasn't it, at the start of the episode. And still 0-0 though in this game. We are approaching half time. Here's Onama. He plays it back heel there. And Podium's tried to find Kai, but the defender with a nice little interception there for Benfica. Or they're going to go forward themselves. There, it's a great ball down the line. On the stroke of half time. Are Benfica going to score that magical 45th minute goal? He's going all the way through, pulls it back in the middle, and he shoots, and it does slide to the wrong side of the post. Thankfully for us, it goes wide, and the score remains 0-0. But Kai's pushing forward now. And we are into the second half, 10 minutes into the second half. Kai plays it across the middle of the 6-yard box. Nobody attacking it fast enough, and the ball is cleared away there from Benfica. But Daniel Podence now for Manchester United, winning the ball in midfield. Now Seamus Coleman to Kai. Kai plays it more centrally for Fosu Mensah. Podence inside for Kai. Kai shoots and it's just off target. He dragged it a little bit too far and should have really done better from that angle. Should have at least got that one on target. Look at that. Oh. It's been a few games that he's not played, so I guess he is going to feel a little bit rusty and eager to score. And he hasn't had many chances this game either, so he is going to be shooting whenever he gets a chance. Just over an hour gone then. Still Benfica 0, Manchester United 0. Onomot plays the ball through. Is Kai onside? I think he is. He's been taken down there though. And it's going to be a free kick just outside the Benfica area. And it's going to be a book. Oh, the referee's running over. Is it going to be red? It is going to be red. We'll take that. A red card there for the Benfica defender, Cesar. And there we go. They're down to 10 men. That will give us the advantage going into the final half an hour. A little bit harsh there. Red card. I would have given him a yellow. They probably classed it as the last man. But as you can see, we are pretty far out wide. So, as I said, pretty harsh there for a red card. But we're still on the attack here, looking to score. Kai does tease up for the defender. Not exactly sure what he's thinking there. Benfica do get the ball clear. Oh, we're going to break this deadlock. We're into the final 10 minutes. And Keita plays it forward for Kai. Gives it him back. Now Onomot, he's got Keita and Kai in support. Onomot takes the shot straight into the hands of the Benfica goalkeeper. And he clears the ball away. Should have done better yet again there from United. But we do have the ball back. Here is Memphis Depay. Inside for Kai. Kai waits for the run. The run is on from Keita. And Naby Keita, he scores. He finally breaks the deadlock in this game. Benfica 0, Manchester United 1. We left it late. Benfica down to 10 men as well, of course. But there we go. The first goal of the game probably going to be the last game of the game too. But it is going to be another 3 points there for the Red Devils. Nice little through ball as well there from Kai. He waited for the run. The run was there and boom. Beautiful little finish there from Keita. Bottom corner. Goalkeeper couldn't keep it out. And I think that is going to be that for the game. It's his second Champions League goal of the season for Naby Keita. Is there going to be any more? Surely not a late equaliser here for Benfica. Eric Bailly getting the ball clear towards the head of Kai. Kai nods it on to Onomot. Gives it back through for Kai. A chance here for Kai to go one-on-one with the keeper and put it past the keeper. He's at the woodwork. It bounces away. And the goalkeeper thumps it away. But it's back in for a second there. And what a chance that was for Kai. He's one-on-one with a goalkeeper. He got it past the goalkeeper but couldn't get it into the back of the net. Just finishing the game though with a 9 rating. He did get the assist for that Naby Keita goal, thankfully. But is it enough to keep him in the squad? No, it isn't, because he's been dropped yet again. And this one is a home game in the Premier League, taking on Burnley. Really gutted that we have been dropped. I think because we've been dropped for so many games now, I think we might look to a move away. Maybe, do you think we'll get a move away in January if we hand in a transfer request now? I'm thinking about it. Maybe before the episode ends, we'll think about handing in a transfer request. Well, let's see if we get dropped for any more games in today's video. We're leading 2-1 here. Mattiello again scoring for United. He is a defender, remember. So it is unusual that he is scoring so many goals. But we do get the 3 points there against Burnley. A nice 2-1 win. And again, we have been dropped for the next game against Leicester City. We are approaching December, of course, just a week away until December, and then we've got 1 month until the January transfer window opens. So we could look, as I said, for a move away in January. We've only been here since the summer, of course. We was really excited to play here for Manchester United, but we don't really sat on the bench. That's not why we joined United. We want to be playing every single game, and we are one of the best strikers in the world as well. So putting us on the bench is a little bit disrespectful for Kai. So we do go 2-1 ahead there. Marcus Rashford, though, he is scoring goals for United. So we won't begrudge him of that. We get another 3 points as well, away from home, taking on Leicester City there. And next up, another game. And it is a Champions League game, and we've been dropped again. So as I said, I think we are going to hand in a transfer request, and hopefully Marino lets us go. Requested transfer, there we go. That is done. Hopefully he gets back to us before the end of this episode. We are going to sim this next game against Schalke. Remember, we did beat these 4-1 in the first game in the Champions League stage, group stage. Can we do it again? See if Mattiello can get on that score sheet again, as well as Marcus Rashford. Memphis Depay's picked up a yellow card and he gets a goal as well. 15 minutes played, already leading 1-0. Come on, boys, extend that lead. Let's get through to the knockout stages in case we are still here after January. Because even if we are in that January transfer window, we still might not get a move away. It all depends on the teams coming in for us. Maybe we'll have to join a lower team, like not one of the huge names. I know Spurs came in for us in the summer, didn't they? We could always go for a club like that. And we've actually got Spurs coming up in a cup game, which we might be able to get covered in today's episode. And we'll have to wait and see. They've decided to turn down my transfer request, so we are going to go on to my career, my actions, and request a transfer again. Hopefully you can get that one accepted. A month away until the January transfer window opens, so we've got a month to get this request accepted, as I said. And there we go, Manchester United taking on Everton in the Premier League, another game which Kai is missing out on, and we are definitely not meeting our 20 goal tally for the season, even if we do remain here till the end of the to the summer window, that is. Paul Gott, he gives Everton the 1-goal lead. And now we're going to be losing this one. We're still losing 2-0 now. Deulofeu scoring for Everton. That makes it 2-0 into the final 5 minutes. Rashford did pull a goal back, but it's not going to be enough. Manchester United lose at home against Everton, 2-1. And there we go. The transfer request has finally been accepted. So when the January transfer window opens, we will be available for transfer. Whether any offers come in for us, that's yet to be seen. But we are going to end today's episode with a home game against Tottenham. It is in the EFL Cup. Remember, we knocked Arsenal out in the last round. And can we knock Spurs out in this? Come on, boys. Let's skip through. Oh, Spurs get the 2-0 win.